School shootings are tragedies that are becoming very common in our nation today.
Things I could do to help prevent school shootings would be I can be nice to everyone and not judge anyone, because sometimes what happens is due to people being bullied or not treated correctly, and so I can just make sure that I'm nice to everyone and not being mean to anyone, even if I don't know them very well.
On an average day, 96 Americans are killed due to gun violence.
My opinion on gun control is that I believe that if you're 18 years or older, you should be able to own an AR or a shotgun or a pistol or anything and that type of variety of guns. I wouldn't think anything above that type of category of guns would be probably acceptable for that age, but maybe later. Or it depends on what years of training you have in the military, or if you're in that type of force.
60% of homicides in the United States are due to gun violence, which is the largest percentage in the world.
Why are protests so influential in the world today?
Protests can be very influential depending on how many people come, what the message is, and how many people that gets to. Especially if the protests are live streamed and doing any subject the protests are on. If they're live streamed or anything on social media is a huge thing in our world. So if they reach to many people, that not only who are at the protest, but also who can see it, even if they're sitting at home and couldn't make it. I would say protests can be very influential.
There have been over 290 deadly school shootings since 2013 alone.
How does it feel to be a teacher with everything that has been happening lately?
I think it just forces you to be more aware of the surroundings as far as what's going on in the school. It's kind of sad in a way. When I was younger, I didn't have to grow up practicing for active shooter situations or anything like that. So it's just a different world, and it just kind of makes you more aware of what's going on in the world and kind of paying closer attention to what's going on.
What can you do as a teacher to help prevent more shootings?
I think it's just important to make connections with your students and get to know them on a surface level. So if something's going on with them, whether it's something here at school, whether it's something at home, you can try to help them out in that situation so nothing ever gets to a point like something like that happens. And just kind of encouraging the students that you have to treat each other with, kindness and things like what we've been talking about a lot this year. That can do a lot and go a long way from preventing things like we've seen at Parkland happen.
I think that you should have to be 21 to own a gun, and I also think that you should not be able to buy a fully automatic weapon just to keep in your home. I think that is a war weapon, and no one needs it to be able to hunt with or really for anything.
Have you done anything to show this point of view?
Yes, I went to the Bloomington March for Our Lives to help support reasonable gun laws.
Here in Newtown, Connecticut, the site today of a mass shooting, and this time gunfire aimed at elementary school children. We're here in front of the Newtown United Methodist Church, where we've watched people gathering all evening long, as tonight the details are still pouring in. There are 27 victims, 20 children, 7 adults.